So I'm going to show you how to tailor your resume from start to finish, like right when you get to the application and what to do after as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step process that I use, and I've landed internships at Verizon and Apple doing this. So your resume bullet points literally decides if you get an internship or a full-time job or not. So stay tuned. So to get into it, tailoring a resume means that you're customizing it to better match a role that you're applying for. Recruiters need to filter or read through hundreds and thousands of applications. So they have to filter through a system, right? Like, think about it. If you're a recruiter and you work at, trying to recruit people, thousands and thousands of people are going to apply to your position, especially in this job market. And how do you know like whose resume is the best? Well, you really don't, right? Unless you have like some sort of filtering mechanism. Otherwise, you'll sit through days and days of resumes, and you will just lose your mind. So that's how they narrow it down, right? Now, having that information phrased in the right ways ensures that you show up in the right searches. So ATS, as we've talked about in a previous video. Recruiters will spend at most 5 to 7 seconds to decide if they want to continue looking at your resume or just skipping past it. And tailoring your resume maximizes the odds of them finding relevant information very quickly to keep reading and stay on your resume. It's basically like you developing a hook essentially, right? And it helps them focus attention on the most relevant parts of your resume. When you should actually tailor your resume, generally it's not recommended to actually tailor your resume for every single application, because think about it, bro. Like, you wouldn't want to tailor every single application unless you really want that specific position at a specific company. I generally think it's not wise to tailor it for every single application if you're just aiming for volume. If you want quality, of course, you can do every single one of them, but it's super time consuming. So I'll give you a tip on how to kind of balance quality with volume. But if you identify key areas that will be focused on applying, such as front end engineering or iOS engineering, you can tailor one resume to each area of focus. Otherwise, you tailor your resume for opportunities that have a close connection for, such as the one you're being referred for. So here's the rule of thumb that I use. So I have 3 to 4 resumes. So the first resume is full front end, like everything I've done in full front end. Like, I've used React, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever, right? So all of that. The second one I have is in full like data analytics, like data science, like full data. I talk about building out like ETL pipelines, like digesting data, building out dashboards, like all of those projects, all of those experiences I put in there. So second one is data. Third one is kind of like a backend slash full stack. I think as we age, as we progress, I should say, into the new meta of applying, you really can't afford to have a front end and back end resume, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So I have a front end, and then I also have a full stack. So I also talk about like my full stack projects. But nowadays, what I recommend for you is just have a full stack resume, not a back end and a front end resume. Just make it just one resume altogether. So again, for me, it's front end, data, and then full stack, and then test engineering. So that's like QA, test automation, all of those. I talk about my projects and automating things, my experiences in test automation, all of those. And then like basically being a QA, right? That's one. So with that, and I also have like a specific data science one. I know I have a database one, but that's more so for like data analytics, kind of hybrid with data science as well. But I have like a full data science, like machine learning, like AI slash machine learning, you could say, with like pandas, Python, TensorFlow, like all of those frameworks and technologies on it. And so I have 3 to 4 resumes, as I said. And for you, here's what I recommend. So I applied to internships in the last 3 years, and I've gotten an internship in the or sorry, I've been applying to internships in the last 2 years because freshman year, if you know my story, I didn't give a shit. Like I wasn't doing anything that year, so we'll just count that out. But the other 2 years, I've landed internships left and right. So the setup I used is front end data slash yeah like full data, full stack, and then test automation, and then AI slash ML. So 5 resumes essentially. For you, what I recommend, based on the current meta, you can run my setup, but what I would recommend is full stack, AI slash ML, QA if you're really interested in it, like me. But I wouldn't do QA at random companies unless you're doing QA at like a FANG company. Aim for those. So like build out a resume for that, and then data. So those are the type of things I would more so lean on. Yeah, I think that covers like mostly everything, and then also product management. Like that's if you're really interested in that, you can also go for that. But yeah, that's like a little side tangent. But first, here's the steps on exactly how to tailor the resume. So first, you want to create your list of accomplishments. So before making the resume, you should start off creating a list of everything you've ever worked on. This list will be actively kept up to date every time you work on a new project and you reach a new milestone or you make a new accomplishment. That's that master resume that I've been talking about in the previous resume video, and I'll link that in the description as well. So you have that. So I would recommend watching that video first and then this one. And then the second step is to identify your areas of focus for applications. So what types of opportunities will you be primarily applying for? Try to narrow down your focus to 2 to 3 areas within software engineering, such as front-end development or iOS engineering, as we said. And then you want to research job postings. So find a variety of job postings, or like current or in the past, including full-time roles for multiple industries and company sizes. And once you have at least 10, combine the information you found into three lists. First one is required skills, recommended skills, and non-technical skills. Now list out those skills, right? So color code your skills into these 3 categories: courses, certifications, and online classes. That's one category. Class projects, hackathons, personal projects. That's another. And then work experiences and internships. That's another. And then you want to fill out a Venn diagram. So you have your skills on one side, the job skills on the other side, and then in the middle is the overlap. Now you want to fill out the overlap of your Venn diagram. For anything listed in both left and the right sides, you want to list it in the middle. Now intentionally focus on the resume, right? So the overlap that you have in the Venn diagram, your resume should be crafted to focus on that part of the Venn diagram. The priority should be showcasing the skills that are most relevant to the desired job. And this will essentially tailor that resume, like we've been saying. So that you'll reorganize your skill section. You'll determine whether your projects or work experience sections should come first, and then you'll decide the relevant courses or projects to list. And then you can also speak more about the most relevant aspects of those experiences and adding more bullet points to the more relevant experiences. So I'll give you a story. So I did a interview at Apple about a couple weeks back. It was a panel, so it was basically a final round, if you want to call it that. So it was the final round, and I basically did not get the role. And the reason why it's so dumb. So reason why is on my resume, the one experience that really stands out and that really pops out is test automation engineering intern at Apple. And so I talked about it during my interview, and the that role was for a software engineering position. And so they told me, I got this feedback from the recruiter. I was really close with the recruiter, and they're like, we're not supposed to tell you that, but all I can say is that they said that your background is more so in testing and automation versus software engineering, which I found interesting because a lot of my resume was based on software engineering, but they saw that being the highlight of my resume, as well as I had like more data-based experiences versus having all four or five of my experiences being software engineering. So that kind of threw them off, and that's why I did not get it. So it's insane how relevant and how important it is to really tailor your resume. And then when applying for a general application, you want to use the resume that you're most confident in, or the one focused on the opportunities that you're most passionate about. So apply. So if it's an AI slash ML position, you want to use that resume. So again, have 3 to 4 resumes. I personally have 5, but you can have 3 to 4. That's recommended, and you want to just apply using those. So it's tailored, and it's relevant to the actual job description. And in the previous resume video, I talked about how to put your specific bullet points. So if you combine these 2 videos together, you will see that your resume is fully complete, and this is the full resume guide. I think I will combine these 2 videos into one in the future, but watch both of these videos like fully in detail and really absorb the knowledge. If you have to, like, rewatch them and save it as well. I think this is like very like gold information I wish I had when I was applying to these internships. Like, no one told me these things. I had to figure it out on my own. So yeah, I'm not trying to trying to really sell you anything. Again, this information, like, it's not like going to hurt you. It's gonna only help you. So I highly recommend that you implement it right now. And on top of that, if you did enjoy this, again, please like the video and subscribe. I really hope this helps you, and I will see you in the next one. And you guys have a great day.